Hi everyone, myself CH Ranjit Kumar, Associate Professor, CSC Department, BVC ITS College, Amlapuram. Today we are going to discuss about CSS. Here CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. CSS can be used locally by readers of web pages to define colors, fonts, layout, and other aspects of document presentation. It is defined to enable separation of document content from document presentation. This separation can be improve content accessibility and more flexibility and control on specifications and presentation characteristics to reduce complexity and repetition in the structural content. Why CSS? Style sheets enables to control rendering of style like font, color, size, margins, spacing, typeface and other aspects of dynamic styles. A style sheet composed of set of rules. Style rules instruct browsers how to present a document on the screen. CSS specifies how to incorporate style information. In a style sheet, cascading indicates the several style sheets can be blended to present a document on browser screen. Here some of the features of CSS are there. The features are external CSS, inline, internal and imported CSS are there. These written in markup languages. External style sheets are stored in CSS file. Multiple style definitions will cascade into one. Style sheets allow information to the specified in many ways. Style may be specified inside the body tag of a HTML page. Style may also be specified inside header tag of an HTML page. Style may also be specified in an external CSS file. Even multiple external style sheets can be referenced inside a single HTML document. Here CSS syntax is made up of three parts. First one is selector and second one is property and third one is value. Here we are seeing the syntax of the selector. Here the selector is normally the HTML element or tag and the syntax is selector open brace property colon followed by value and closed brace. The selectors can be grouped and each selector is separated with a comma. In the example we have grouped all the header elements. All header elements will be displayed in green. Here the text color is green. For example, h1, h2, h3, h4, h5, h6 are all the selectors, and we will use to open a brace. After that we have to mention a property. Here the property is color. After that colon. Actually colon is used as a assignment operator, and here the green is value. Here green value is assigned to the property color. That color is going to give to the elements h1, h2, h3, h4, h5 and h6. Let us see one example of selector. Here it is the example. I mentioned a style within a style tags. I taken h1, h2, h3, h4, h5, h6 and I gave a style called color green. Here I applied a style for paragraph tag also. For paragraph tag I want to give color as blue. After that I closed my style tag. In the body I wrote some text for h1 and p. After that h2 and p, h3 and p, h4, p, h5. For all h1 heading tags like h1, h2, h3, h4, h5, h6, the color applied is green, and for all paragraph tags the color applied is blue. Let us see the output of this code. Here is the output. Main heading is in h1. See here main heading is declared in between the h1 tags. So for h1 we gave a color called green, that is why it is displaying as green in our web page. For paragraph tag we gave a color called blue, that is why it is displaying as blue. Here main heading is in h1, heading size 2 is in h2, heading size 3 is in h3, heading size 4 in h4, heading size 5 is in h5, heading size 6 is in h6 tags. For h1, h2, h3 up to h6 we mentioned that the text must be in green color, that is why it is displaying as in green color. And for all paragraph tags we given a style called blue. For the text in the paragraph tags we applied a style, the color as a blue color. Okay, next part of the syntax is a property. The property is the attribute to change. To specify more than one property, each property must be separated with a semicolon. The example below show how to define a center aligned paragraph with a red text color. In this example, here P is the selector. After that curly braces will be opened. Then text align is the property and colon is the assignment operator, center is the value. Here there are two properties, text align and color, and two values, center and red. Center value is assigned to text align and red value is assigned to color property. These two properties are separated by using semicolon here in this example. If there is any third property, that also is separated with semicolon. Here colon operator is used for assignment and semicolon is used for separating the properties. Okay, to make the style definition more readable, properties can be described as shown below. See, in the next example I am using three properties. One is text align, second one is color, and third one is font family. These three properties are separated by the semicolon, and values are assigned by using colon operator. Here P is the selector. For this P we are assigning some properties, right? Here is the example for property. Actually in previous example also we gone through the properties. Here is another example for mentioning the property clearly. See here, within the style tags we mentioned h1, h2 up to h6 heading elements. These heading elements are the selectors here. For these heading elements we gave some properties like color, text and font family. Here the color, text align and font family are the properties of heading elements, and green, center and Arial are the values that are assigned to color, text align, font family respectively. After that we take paragraph element. For this paragraph element again we considering three properties, color, text align, font family. For these three properties we are going to assign three values, blue, center and Arial respectively. After that we closed the style tag. In our body tags we mentioned the text for h1, h2, h3 up to h6 and for paragraph. Let us see the output of this code. Here is the output. Main heading is in h1 and it is aligned in center. Why it is aligned in center? Here we mentioned that a property called text align colon center. That is why it is aligned in center. After that, some paragraph is displayed here. For that paragraph, we gave a color as blue. For headings, we gave color as green. Every heading is aligned in center only because of style which is mentioned in the style tags. Next one is a value, that is using in the syntax third part here. Your property can take any given value. The property and value are separated by a colon, as we mentioned previously, and surrounded by curly braces. For example, here body is the selector, and after that we are opening a curly brace. After that curly brace, we are mentioning a property called color. For that property, we are assigning a value called black. For assigning we are using here colon operator. After that, we are closing the this property by using curly brace. If the value contains multiple words, put quotes around the value, like mentioned here. P is the selector, font family. Sans serif is the style of the font which is having multiple words. If there is multiple words, means we have to mention that multiple words in between the double quotes, right? Here is the example which is considered for value part. In this example, we are going to mention a style, and this style tags consist of heading tags and paragraph tag. Here the values are, for heading tags it is a green and the property is color. For paragraph tag it is a blue and the property is color. Same is applied in our output. Let us see the output. Here is the output, and main heading, heading size are the values of H1 to H6 elements, and the paragraph is in blue color. Next, how to develop a style sheets. We will use style tags to develop the style sheets. Here is the example how to develop a style sheet. We will take a style tag. Within the style tag we will mention the styles. Here first arrow shows that the tag regarding the style. It's usually to insert a style information for specified text. This type of specifications can be treated as internal style specification. If you mention like this, it is called an internal style specification. In body, here we are setting background color to be yellow. In H1 tag, here we are setting background color for H1 header to be green. For H2, here we are setting background color for H2 header to be transparent. Therefore, background color of H2 will be yellow. Here for paragraph tag, here we are setting the background color of the paragraph to be pink. Let us see the output of the example. Here is the example. Complete yellow background which is mentioned previously in our example. See here, background color is yellow. Actually it is in fourth line. Here background color is yellow. Okay, next, there are some selectors like ID selector, class selector, and element selectors. Like there are some selectors. In these selectors, ID selector is the main selector. We can also define styles for HTML elements with the ID selector. The ID selector is defined as a hash. Hash is the symbol which is used to represent the ID selector. The style rule will match the element that has an ID attribute with a value of green. Here hash green means green is the name given for the ID, and that property is color and the value is green. Here hash green is the selector. While putting hash, it is called as id selector. The style rule below will match the p element that has an id with a value of para 1. See this example, p hash para 1. For that style, text align is the property and the center is the value. After that, color red. Color is the property and red is the value for the color. Let us see the example for the id selector. Here h is the id and it is mentioned and it is followed with the hash symbol. Hash h means h is the id. In this id, text align is the center, color is the red. See how this id selector is used in our body tag. See here, we are using h1 tag, p tag in our body. In h1 tag, we have to use the particular style which is declared in the style tags by using the name h. Here id equals to h. H means the name which is given for the id selector. Whenever we use this id selector, that complete style will be applied here. For h1 tag, the text align in center and the text color is in red. After that, we applied the id selector for the paragraph tag also. Here for the paragraph tags, id equals to h and we closed the paragraph tag. After that, h1 tag is used without the id selector and followed by paragraph tag which is not used id selector. After that, we closed the body and html. Here id selector is the main selector of all selectors. Let us see the output of this example. Here is the output. See, heading affected by the style is in red color, paragraph affected by the style is in red color, and heading not affected by the style is in black color, which is default color. Paragraph is not affected by the style is in black color, which is a default color. Means for the above two lines, style is applied. For the below two lines, style is not applied. Why? Because see the code once. For the above two lines, we used the id selector with the help of the id name. Here in h1 we used id selector, and for paragraph also we used id selector. After that, in below two lines, h1 is not used with the id selector, just used as a h1 only, and paragraph is not used as a id selector. So it is displayed as normal text without any style. For above two lines, style is applied, and for below two lines, style is not applied. This is the way how to implement the id selector in our html page. Once again, go through the example. Here html head. After that, we have to open the style tag. In the style tag, we have to mention the selector name. Here the selector name is h. If we mention hash symbol, then that h is belongs to id selector. In this id selector, we assigned a style called text align and color. These are the two properties. For these two properties, we gave a value center and red respectively. After that, we closed the style tag. After that, we closed the head tag. After that, we opened the body tag. In that body tag, we used to mention the text by using h1 and paragraph tag. In the h1 tag, we used to implement with the help of id selector. For implementing the id selector, we have to follow this type of syntax like id equals to id name. Here the id name is h. That is why in double quotes we have to mention h. If the id name is n, then we have to mention it as n. After that, in the p also we use that id equals to h. right? For that it is the output, right? Next, there are many types of CSS are present. Actually in 4 ways to specify style information in a document, that are inlines, external, imported, and internal or embedded style sheets. Let us see one by one. First one, inline style sheet. In inline style sheets, the configuration content is declared in the body region of the HTML. Configuration is rendered using the style keyword as an attribute of the selector. Let us see one example of the inline style sheet. Here I want to apply a style for the paragraph tag, so I have to follow this. Open the paragraph tag. Within the paragraph tag I have to mention the style, and I will close the paragraph tag after mentioning the style and the text. If we mentioned a style within a tag, then that sheet is called as inline style sheet. Okay, here is the example of the inline style sheet, same that we discussed in the previous slide. See here, in the body tag we will use inline style sheet. Within the body tags, for paragraph tag only we applied the inline style sheet. See here, paragraph tag is open, and after that style equals to, we have to mention like this only, style equals to, within the double quotes we have to mention all the styles which are going to use, and after that br tag is used for line break. After that h1 tag also used here. In the h1 tag also there is some style is applied. So two inline styles are present here in paragraph and h1. Let us see the output for this. Here is the output. We applied a style and that style is reflected here, but the style is applied as inline styles. Okay, next one is internal. It is a difference there in between the inline and internal. Here internal style sheet is used globally. Actually inline styles are used within a tag, but internal styles are used within the HTML document. We have to declare that style within the style tags, and that style is mentioned above in the program. That particular style will be applied to the whole web page whenever we use the selectors. Here is the example of internal style sheet. Here internal style sheet also called as embedded style sheets. Here this is the style. See here, style tags are used here, right? Here some style tags are used here and here. Within the style tag we have to mention the style, that what we want to apply on the web page. Here is the particular style. For h1 element we are going to apply style, for paragraph element we are going to apply style, and for body we are going to apply style. After closing the style tag, we are going to mention the content in the body section. Here in the body, paragraph tag is used and h1 tag is used. For paragraph tag we given a style here. See here, for this paragraph tag this is the style, and for the body tag it is the style, complete body tag, and for h1 tag it is the style. Here paragraph tag is used, this particular style will be applied, and h1 tag is used, particular style will be applied. For complete body, particular style will be applied. See here, for complete body tags we used that background is equal to yellow color. That means complete body is in yellow color. And for paragraph tag, font family is sans serif, and text align equals to center, text indent is 0.5, font size is 30. For h1 tag color is green. Okay, let us see the output for the internal. Why we are calling it as internal style means we are applying the style in before, but in inline styles, see here, we applied the style within the tag. See here, we applied the style within the tag. Okay, but in internal we applied the style globally within the HTML document. That style can be used anywhere in the HTML document, which is not possible in inline style. Okay, coming to the output of this internal, here is the see complete body. For complete body, yellow color is assigned, and about the text, see here for paragraph no color is mentioned, that is why it is taking the default color as black. And for h1 tag, color is mentioned as a green. That style is applied here. Header is modified as per the properties in head. Above is the paragraph tag, and next line is the h1 tag. This is about the internal style sheet. It is imported style sheet. It is also like as an internal style sheet, but we can import the style from other files. Here we have to create some CSS file. Means we have to write the styles in one notepad, and that notepad is saved with the extension of .css. That CSS file is going to include in this particular style. See here, the CSS file, that file name is called one.css, that is imported from that CSS file. The particular style will be imported here. That particular style will be applied to the web page. Here is the document for the imported style sheet, one of the example. See here HTML is opened, head is opened, title, after that style tag is opened here, and we are using that import keyword here, import and URL one.css. Here one.css is a file which is stored in our system, that is imported here, but we are not mentioning any style here, right? Here we are not mentioning any style here. Complete style is mentioned in the one.css file. That one.css file is here. See, whatever I want to write in the one.css file, I wrote here. See here, in that one.css file some content is there. That content is p curly brace open, font weight bold, and color is red. It is the style I want to apply for a paragraph tag, and that style is mentioned in one.css file. That one.css file is imported in this HTML document by using import keyword. Okay, let us see the output. Here in the body tag, paragraph tag is used, h1 tag is used. Only for paragraph tag we mentioned the style, not for h1 tag. See the output. Here h1 tag is displayed without any style, but for paragraph tag some style is applied here. See, for paragraph tag color is red and font weight is bold. For h1 tag no style is applied here. Same will be displayed here. Okay, after that external style sheet, it is somewhat like as a imported style only. We will use to mention one external CSS file. In that CSS file we have to declare the styles, and that CSS file is included in our HTML document to apply the particular style which is declared in the external CSS file. Where inline style sheets are restricted to single selectors, embedded style sheets affect changes to only single web page. External style sheets provide access to multiple web pages to be formatted under same design pattern. Here we are giving the differences between inline, embedded and external. Inline style sheets are restricted to a single selector. Embedded style sheets affects changes to only a single web page, as previously discussed that. And external style sheets can be used to any web page. Okay. Here we are using a link tag to link the external style sheet, and that is called external CSS file within the HTML document. Let us see one example. Here is the example. In this example, it is the style which is declared in the external CSS file, and this external CSS file can be included in any web page or any HTML document. By that particular style will be applied to any HTML document, and it is implemented in any web page. Let us see the example here. See here, HTML document, HTML tag is opened, head tag is opened. After that, using the link tag, we are linking the external CSS file with our HTML document. Here is the syntax to include the external CSS file, like link rel means relation, rel equals to style sheet, type equals to text or CSS, reference is external dot CSS, href means hyperlink reference is external dot CSS. Here external means the name given to the CSS file, and it is stored as external dot CSS. Dot CSS is the extension for the CSS files, as like document files dot doc, right? Whenever we are linking this external CSS, that particular style will be applied for this HTML document. In the body section, we mentioned h1 and paragraph tags. For h1 paragraph tags, we applied a style, we given a style in external CSS. For h1, the font size is 36, and for h2, the font size is as h2 only, but the color is in blue. For the paragraph tag, we put a margin with 50 pixel. Let us see these styles are reflected in the web page or not. Let us see the output. Here is the output for h1. What is the style here? 36 points are the h1 tag. See how much bigger when compared with other lines. And for h2, color is blue. Within the h2 tag, we mentioned here anything we mentioned here? No. So no need of h2. For paragraph tag, 50 pixel is here. Within the paragraph, we mentioned some text that is displayed here. Right. This is all about CSS, a brief discussion regarding CSS. Thank you.